everybody. Welcome back to another Gooner Gathering. I am your host, I am Lee, and today, for the very first time on our channel, we are joined by Sophie. How are you today, Soph?
I'm all good, thank you. Thank you again for inviting me on your channel.
It's an absolute pleasure. No, it's been really good. I've been wanting to have you on the channel for a little bit, and here we are, is that opportunity. So we are here today in a little bit to talk about 3 matches that Sophie would like to take on our fictitious Gooner Gathering Island with a solar-powered television and a DVD that's magically appeared out of nowhere. And we'll go back, say these 3 matches that mean something to Soph. And we'll have a piece of music or a film to talk about. And we'll have a luxury item. But I think what I'd like to do before we get into that is maybe talk about you and who you are and what you do, and talk about your YouTube channel first. How about that?
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Floor is yours.
Go, or do you want to say?
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so basically, my name's Sophie, and I'm honestly crazy about Arsenal. Like, I'm a massive Arsenal fan. I actually started supporting Arsenal back in about 2015, so it's been a little bit of a time, but I've not seen us win everything, so it's been a bit of a journey. But yeah, and I decided to start a YouTube channel like about over a year ago. Because to be honest, like I'm really just so passionate about the club. I wanted just to have a rant, just to get things off my chest, and that's like how it started really, because I just love Arsenal. I love talking about Arsenal, and then I've just never stopped really on YouTube and on Twitter, and yeah, that's really how it all came about.
Fantastic. I've got a young one here with me, 2015. Goodness me, I've been an Arsenal fan since 1992 or something around there.
No,
You wouldn't know it though, would you?
you know, it's that funny because even though I've not been an Arsenal fan for as long as other people, I just love like the history of the club, even like the George Graham days. It's just I just love it. I love hearing about the history of Arsenal, so it's lovely to hear about stories that people say about Highbury and everything. So yeah.
Fair enough. I'll just pause just for a minute to pop into the chat and say hello to Luca AFC. He's big up to him. He's always in our chat. It's always nice to have him there. Well, oh yeah, we might as well do this. So we've just had the transfer window all completed, and we bought in Jorginho from Chelsea. And Luca would like to know your thoughts on getting Jorginho.
Yeah, I think for me, like, it's not an expensive sign. It's probably a smart one in the case it's just a short term like move. So, I think it's like a good deal. But I think, to be honest, we do have to see. Like, I don't like to judge players before they've started, like before they've not played for us yet. So, I think like time will tell if that's a sign that's worked out for us for winning the league, because we know Elneny's injured, and if Partey gets injured, then we're in trouble. So I think time will tell, but I would say I'm pretty happy with the signing.
Yeah, I've got to say, as an experienced player, well respected in the game, very intelligent player. If we have injury, I mean, I don't know about you, but it seems all very, very quiet on the Partey injury front from Manchester City. Does worry me a little bit. I wouldn't be totally surprised if Jorginho plays against Everton. But there you go. But and then if you've got the chance to rotate a little bit and keep Partey all fit and stuff, that'd be amazing. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Really, to be honest, and I think with Partey, not much has been said. I know he had a bit of discomfort, so I think with Everton, because like we know their circumstances change with the manager, so it might be a bit of a different game. But I expect an Arsenal win, so maybe this could be an opportunity to like rotate, maybe put Jorginho in if Partey's badly injured, like because we don't want to risk Partey because he's such an important player. So I think if Partey is that okay, I'd play him. But I think it'd be good to see Jorginho have that chance because Everton, it would probably be a good game, really.
Yeah, I agree. Lucas saying here that it wasn't go with it. No, he's changed his tune a little bit since last time I seen him on Twitter. But I'm only pulling his leg. He's a good lad, is Luca.
Oh, he's lovely, yeah.
But yeah, hello to Matt Robertson there as well. Nice to
Hey,
see
Matt.
you there, mate. Good to have you here. You mentioned Partey's importance in the side there as well. You see, you notice when he's not playing, there's a couple of games that come to mind. The Oxford game in the third round, when he came off in the game away at Brighton, and he was substituted, and his influence in the game, and how things rather, especially in the Brighton game where they kind of fell apart a little bit, it kind of makes me think, he is that important. That's why he's got the cover with Jorginho there just to help him out.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's such important. I think if he doesn't play, you just notice how important he is to the team. So let's hope he's not like badly injured. Hope he's okay for the game against Everton.
Fair enough. Matt is saying to you, it's been a long time, Si.
Lovely to speak to you, Matt. It's been a while since I've spoke to Matt off Twitter, so nice to see him in the chat.
Matt is always. I tell you what, Matt has been so helpful to us here on Gooner Gathering as well. His knowledge here, Ian Sam particularly helping me out, talking about especially the ladies' game as well. Absolutely phenomenal guy. If you haven't already, make sure you at least follow him on Twitter, and his Twitter page is just there. How prepared am I? So there you go. So yeah, well, just to sort of conclude on, because this isn't really going to be a preview show as such, but for the Everton game, Luca is saying Everton 1, Arsenal 2 for a prediction. What are you thinking for the weekend?
Do you know what? I did a video with someone before, and I feel like I do feel really confident, and that's not to do with like me dissing Everton. It's just because like I think I just feel so confident when it comes to Arsenal, with how we've been recently, and I'm full of confidence. Really, like this, I'd probably go like 3 or 4-0 maybe, because I think we've got a lot of goal scorers on the team, like Saka, Eddie, Partey, Odegaard. So yeah, I'm pretty confident, but I do think it might be a bit of a difficult game because I guess Everton are in a difficult position, so they might show a bit of fight under their new manager.
I was just going to mention that as well. Sean Dyche just coming in literally a day before transfer deadline day. Bit tough on him there, I thought, but he's got a job on his hands to try and sort out an Everton side that's been struggling.
Yeah.
But if anyone can get them out of trouble, I think it will be him. As we'll kind of keep up with the chat a little bit if we can. So Luca's asking a question. Thoughts on Edu and his I guess the January window as a whole.
Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with like what we've done. I think we definitely had to bring a midfielder in because of El Neni, and I think because if Partey gets injured or Xhaka gets injured, then it's going to be harder to win games, I think, because like the midfield's so important for us. So I've been happy with that. And Trossard, I'm really like. I think he's a really good player. I think I feel happy. I mean, there was a few players I would have liked us to bring in, but like, I guess with the striker, I think Eddie's done a good job. So I'm happy there. I think, to be honest, that it would have been nice to have another midfielder. Because we've obviously Lokonga's gone out and I think that was a good move for him, but I just hope. Yeah, I just worry about injuries, but I think it's been a good window. To be honest, I think we needed to bring a few players in.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially with the the chat's so busy. So
No, I can't keep up.
So my co-presenter and the poshest man in sports entertainment is in the building as well. There he is. Posh Bertie's hand. Been looking forward to this. You know what? As Bertie knows himself, I always love doing Desert Island. So yes, this is going to be a good one. We'll get onto the Desert Island stuff in just a second. There's a new name in the chat as well. I did put the comment up just a second ago, Tommy, with a load of numbers there. So yeah, I think he's fair to say he's quite confident against Everton for Saturday. So cool, Matt. I tell you what, me and you, we are our like mind because he's just asked the question where I was just about to go. So it was brought to my attention on your posts on Twitter the other day that you've spent a lovely little bit of time over on TalkSport.
Yeah.
So you've had a bit of a work experience over there. I would like to know how did all that come about, and just how lovely is Laura Woods? To be fair,
I love Laura so much, honestly. Oh, she's
you
so
never
lovely.
know by your posts.
I'm like a Laura Woods fangirl. So,
We all are.
Yeah,
but,
we all love Laura.
Yeah.
So like I did do a podcast with Laura about last year, and that basically came about. I just asked her if I could do a video with her, and she just said, "Would you want to do it on video call, or would you want to meet me?" And I thought, I want to meet you. Like, I'm not gonna. Obviously, I'm gonna meet you. So, I met her, and then when I did that podcast, we just had a chat, and so yeah, she offered to do it. She like said, "Do you think you'd like to do some work experience at TalkSport next year?" And then I was like, "Oh my god, that'd be like a dream come true." So yeah, I did that, and a year came about, and then I went up and I did the work experience. And honestly, like, I think I understand when people have their opinions, because I know when it comes to TalkSport, some people on there, like the pundit people, are a little bit hasty when it comes to Arsenal. Like Jamie O'Hara, let's just say, he's not got the kindest things to say about Arsenal. So I understand like people's thoughts on that, but yeah, they were all really lovely people behind the scenes, and yeah, it was really good for me because like, at the moment I'm currently in like sixth form, so I'm interested in media. So this was like a good time for me to kind of get that experience, and it was just really good to understand what people do behind the scenes, basically, when it comes to like the editing, the working, because we all just see Laura how amazing she is at her what she has to say. So it was just really interesting to see how people get on. And I do have to say, like, I went in one morning, right, and I saw Ali McCoy's in the studio.
I was
And
just
I
going
was
to ask you
texting my
about Ali.
dad. I was texting my dad. I was like, "Oh my god, Dad, Ali McCoy's is in the studio." And then I actually went in the studio, and my face dropped. I was like, "You know, when you just starstruck when you meet someone."
Oh yeah, I've been there.
I was like, "Oh my god!" And my dad is actually a big fan of Ali McCoy, so I got Ali to speak to my dad on the phone, and it was, do you know what? It was so lovely because, like, with Ali, what you see with him on the radio, on commentary, is exactly what he's like in real life. Like, he's just such a down to earth person. So yeah, it was a great opportunity to spend my time with Laura, and yeah, just much respect for everyone there at Talksport, really.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. So to answer, Luke has asked you about your Twitter page up on in the chat here. Do you have a Twitter, Sophie? He asked. Do you want to give your socials a quick plug?
My Twitter's at TV_Gooner.
Thank you very much indeed. Luca says, and this is going to be a shock to you, he's not Idu's biggest fan.
Big shock.
No, he's joking. And I suppose sort of we're going back to this, and we'll say this. Sophie, Lucas says, I think Arsenal will get second. So, what are your thoughts? How are Arsenal going to finish this season off?
Do you know what? I'm someone who's taking it a game at a time. I'm just enjoying. I like to enjoy every moment of our games, like, because there's always something positive to take from it. So I do have a lot of faith and belief that we can win the league. Like, I would say I'm quietly confident that we can do it, but I do know that we do play Man City twice. We were very good against Man City the other day, but I just think that we've just got to, like, take it easy for me. I'm just taking the game at a time. Like, I'm not getting carried away, but I'm also enjoying all the moments of it's just nice to see the fans get behind the team. It's just a positive atmosphere. So like, I think we can get first, but it's like it's a big season. We know Man City, how big their squad is. We know how great Haaland is, and we've got to play them twice. So I think we've just got to see really.
And preferably not have Rob Holding against him next time, eh? So Lucas says Sophie knows my negativity. So Luca, yeah, I think we all do, mate. But as I said to Luca when I the last one of these I did, I kind of get the impression it might be a bit of the real life Luca, but I think he's also playing it up to it a little bit on the old camera. But then again, we all do. Goodness me, I tell you what, Soph, this chat is going bonkers.
Try and keep up with it as hard.
I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. So I think Matt is talking about Ali. He said he can announce he's going to be Prime Minister, and we'll all get behind him. I'm old enough to remember Coisty playing for Rangers.
I can't say it.
And I have a very, very fond memory. As my dear granddad was Scottish. He was a Rangers fan. He's literally born down the road from Ibrox. So I watched plenty of Rangers in that era with Gascoigne and with Laudrup as well. That was a fantastic side. So you'd be able to meet Ali in real life. It's just amazing stuff. So let's see. Oh my goodness me! Right.
So much to read.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I've never so you might know this. I put the tweet out the other day. I've been doing YouTube now for literally just over a year, and in all of the streams over both channels that I've done, I've never seen the chat so busy as now. You're bringing the views in for me, sweetheart.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're getting a lot of comments. It's nice to read them.
It's great. It's fun, and that's what I absolutely love about this. You guys probably know I don't take myself seriously. I have plenty of fun doing this, and you know, Lucas actually got a really, really great comment up the top here. It's just emphasising what we just said a minute ago. We're going to take it one game at a time, and as Tommy says here. We're going to enjoy the ride. You know, the good. You know, we ride the good, but we roll the bad one by times as well. Bertie is saying, "Yeah, cautiously confident is the phrase that he uses when it comes to our season. It's been amazing so far. Sophie equals ratings. You're right there, Posh. You're right there." Georgino Edu stream my chat went bonkers on Monday. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Luca. I'm not surprised, mate. Right. Well, listen, I think that's the and just because Bertie's in here, that's the pre-show done. he'll get my reference now. I think we need to get on to the main event and the very reason why we're here this evening. So we're going to sort of picture the scene. Sophie somehow has been washed up on our fictitious Gooner Gathering Island, and we have this solar-powered television. So somehow or another, she can watch a bit of Arsenal or any other team that she might have. We shall see how this develops. So, Soph, what is your first match that you would like to talk about today, and why have you chosen it?
Now, for me, there's a game that, like I said before, I started getting into Arsenal in 2015, and at that time, I didn't really know much about Wenger. I just sort of watched him. I thought I love what I'm seeing, and I think we played United in 2015 and we won 3-0. And I think Alexis Sanchez might have scored 2, Ozil 1. But for me, it was just it just reminds me of typical Wenger ball, one touch football, beautiful goals. And that game meant a lot to me because I would just love watching Arsenal always, and it kind of I enjoyed that moment so much. And I know for Arsenal fans, that era was quite a difficult. We were sort of struggling a bit after that as well. But I just think of good memories. I loved Sanchez. He was what a player he was. He was such a joy to watch. Ozil as well. Even though things didn't end the way we wanted it to end with them, I just think it's always good to remember the good times we had. And especially with Wenger, the good times we had with him as well. So yeah, I'd probably pick that game because we just played beautiful football.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I remember them times very well. You spot on as well with the points about certainly the two players you mentioned that we mentioned, Sanchez and Özil. Probably don't get maybe the credit they deserve, especially I guess Sanchez after that, the way how that all ended, and him ended up going to Manchester United and all. But you know
It
what? I
breaks my
think
heart.
but it kind of is interesting now, sort of looking back and it's saying, oh, sort of a day after he ended up at Old Trafford, he's saying, "Oh, I don't like it. I want to come back."
Oh, it's weird. Like I like watched him at the time, and he went to United. It's like I will always love him, but it's like when he leaves United, it's like it breaks your heart.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, back into the chat just for a second, because our dear friend on the channel, there's Fran
Hey,
at Scenery Sketches. Buy some of her work, guys. Come on, check her out. Go
I love her work.
golazzo.com, as she says. So she says hi to you, and then here I am as an afterthought. Oh, hello, hi.
You realise she's forgotten you.
Oh no, it's all right. I'll forgive her. She's great, bless her. Tom's in there, so yeah, he's on the two phones. So 2 phones, 2 likes. That's what we like about you, Tom. Cheers,
Yeah,
mate.
all positive.
That really helps the algorithm. Keep the likes coming. Share the stream around. Like, share, subscribe. You know the spiel. Lee, you're getting the whole gang in the chat. Sam's missing in action. Yeah, he is. But he jumped in our stream on deadline day for a little bit. He's a great guy. Now, Tom's calling Sanchez a snake. Can you believe it?
Oh.
Do you know what, though? I fondly remember the times of him playing in the, for Arsenal. I particularly remember I think there was the FA Cup final against Aston Villa in that period when he was playing. And he had the skills. He was a great player. Unfortunate how it ended, but there you go. Matt Roberts, goodness me, here we go. I miss Alexis, and he missed us. He wanted to leave after the first training session. Yes, I remember. Niall Kane is here as well. Man United fan, Niall Kane in the house. Always a regular in everybody's chat. It is always great to see you there. I suppose I better breathe now, don't I?
Take a deep breath. Have a minute to yourself.
Goodness me, that's amazing. Oh, I'm enjoying this, Soph. I'm really enjoying this.
Me too.
So we've covered match 1. So I sort of like to sort of split the matches up a little bit. So if we talk about maybe, is there a particular piece of music or an album or a film or something that you wanted to add to your DV, as I'm getting winked at by Fran?
You know what, right? If I watch a film, like I've got to really like it. Like I'm really bad for sitting down and watching things. But when it comes to Arsenal, like I could just watch things all day. I think for a film, like I don't always watch a lot of films. I'm probably more of a documentary person, but if I did, I used to love watching films. I quite like Liam Neeson's films. Like I quite like action films. Like I just find it dead fascinating. I'd probably pick maybe Taken, or it's hard. He's got so many good films. So I'd probably pick one of Liam Neeson's films. I'm trying to think what else I'd really watch. It's hard now. You put me on the spot.
I know that's what I do. Sorry.
Yeah. Probably that. And when it comes to music, my music is like all over the place. Like I do like Beyonce. I like a bit of Rihanna.
Oh yes.
I quite like Backstreet Boys as well. I used to listen to them a lot, so my music's a bit all over the place.
What's your singing like?
No, I'm not gonna sing.
You don't want to do, I want it that way? No? You are my fire. No, you don't want to do that?
Oh my god, I would embarrass myself live on YouTube if I sang.
Oh, I embarrass myself on YouTube all the time, mate. That's what it's all about. You would have thought Backstreet Boys just entered the room, wouldn't you?
Oh no, I do. Yeah, I love.
I'll
What
wait for
about?
everyone to leave now.
Yeah, I bet there'll be like 0 people left now in this chat. So yeah, I'd probably say that. What would I'd love to know actually for you, like what your songs, like what sort of people you like to listen to.
Goodness, much like you, I am not just an encyclopedia on Arsenal. Um, so he's trying to flog his tickets here. Look at this. I've just got my Reading and Villa tickets for WSL. If anyone's going, fantastic, mate. Oh, good on you. Fantastic. Right, my music, I love. I listen to anything and everything. You mentioned Rihanna. I'm a massive fan of that. Her. Backstreet Boys. Do you know, one of my fondest memories as a kid actually was on a Sunday. This is before I even watched the football and all that sort of stuff. It was that long ago. Okay, my mum and dad would have a CD player on. It would be after Sunday lunch, and they'd be listening to music from the 60s and 70s. So, and do you know, they might have been having a couple of cheeky bevies along the way as well. But it was such a fun time. It's just a great period of music. But do you know what? I love anything and everything. And as you could probably tell by my little musical interlude, I do a little bit of singing and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's I will like anything and everything. Good, you know.
Yeah, I'm like
You see my TikTok. You see my TikTok videos, right? Lee Meadows 501, and you'll find I'll put in the videos that I'll mix some of this stuff on Gooner Gathering here. I will throw anything and everything from Limp Bizkit to what was the other one? George Michael. When and I kind of queued Posh Bertie up when we had a little faith in it for the equaliser. So anything and everything is what I'd go for. So yes, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I misread your comment, Tom, but Meadow Park is a fantastic atmosphere for the WSL. And talking of the WSL, I think, because I don't know if we're going to have time to schedule in a pre-match thing for the Everton game. Unfortunately, we can't cover the Everton game for the men's team on Saturday, but we are covering the WSL game on Sunday. We're going to do the live watch along, have a laugh and talk nonsense kind of stream, which is kind of what I do. So I shall look forward to that. I will put that on the Gooner Gathering Twitter page again later in the weekend. Right, so I think maybe we've covered the music and the film. Shall we go to match number 2, Soph? What have you got?
No, this one's like completely like back the other way. Now for me, like I love Arsene Wenger like a lot. He was like one of the reasons why like I fell in love with the club. But I did want to go back to like George Graham because I think for me, winning the league in like 1989, like against Liverpool, for me, like there's something that's so special about that. And we've won many other things, but that it's just different to any other ones, any other leagues we've won. Um, I love it because for me, like Rocky is one of my favourite players, and he was part of that. I love the team. I also love that no one expected us to win, and then we just won the league. So it's like we proved everyone wrong again. So I love that.
I love that pick so much, especially because you're much younger than I am, and for you to bring up Rocky as well just makes me glow inside.
I love
it. You mentioned looking back at history and looking back at times gone by. You don't get players like Rocky Rocco. Let me put my teeth back. You don't get players like Rocky Rocastle that often in life, and for him to, you see how graceful he was on the field. He saw his vision, his creativity. He was just insane. He scored some beautiful goals in that season as well. There's a lob against Manchester United in that you have to say it's brilliant. And the drama of it as well. It's almost like a film that might have been made as well.
Yeah.
For any really young viewers that might be popping in either now in the chat or in on demand. So Anfield '89, you have to learn about it. Arsenal have to go to Anfield, have to win by 2 clear goals, and here's and you mentioned George Graham, how tactical, how amazing was he on that day, surprising everyone. This is how much I remember of this game. He went for Steve Bold as a extra centre half to keep it solid, and he almost sort of lured Liverpool into that false sense of security. We went 3-5-2. Alan Smith scored a great goal from the free kick, and then I'd like you to talk through what happened in injury time, if you will.
Okay, yeah. So I think, do you know, I watched that documentary, ages ago. Do you know, I've seen it so many times that I could literally write a story on what's happened. So I think I wonder how long do you think it was we had left? Like, I think it was against for injury time. We had I think we had about a minute left of the game, something like that. And I think Lee Dixon, didn't he, kick the ball up, and who was it he passed to again?
Alan Smith.
Yeah, so he passed to Alan Smith, and my mind's gone blank now. Do you know?
Thomas running through the midfield.
Yeah.
Thomas,
So,
do you want to say it with me?
yeah.
It's up for grabs now.
Oh, I love that. And do you know what?
Do
Do you know what's so special? Do you know when I watched that documentary for the first time? I genuinely didn't know anything about it, and I had a slight inkling that Arsenal won, because I don't think you'd make a documentary unless you've won. So,
and here they are with the runners-up prizes. It worked, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I thought we'd won, but when I watched it, it was just so special. It felt like it didn't feel real, like we actually did it in the last minute. Like, it's hard to put into words, actually. It's just so surreal.
Absolutely magical times from the '89 season. That is an absolutely great choice. Keeping up with the chat. Bertie's keeping it rolling. A bit of Limp Biscuit going on in the chat. It's my favourite. I won't spit out the rap because I think we'll get demonetized just about the fact we're not monetized yet. Tom in the chat now. This means a lot to me as well. Ian Wright stole my heart. That man was an absolute legend. Made me a Gooner. I feel blessed to see him and Bergkamp play. Yes, I was blessed enough to see that in front of my very eyes as well. Ian Wright, absolutely fantastic. That smile, the way he and get the celebration police out, the way Wrighty celebrated a goal. The pundits right now would be going absolutely loopy at it. He just was such a character. He was my absolute fave. So absolutely. Yes, Bertie has got a story about Anfield '89. There we go. And if you haven't seen it, I think we mentioned it on Bertie's Desert Island over on Canon Chatter. I have put on our Gooner Gathering page, there is a playlist of all the Desert Island episodes that I've done. So that's Bertie, Sam, Matt, my brother Nick in Australia. We've got Fran, and I believe this is episode 6. Oh no, we had Luca as well. So
can't forget Luca.
No, we can't. He'll get on the Twitter machine again and start saying Lee out or something. But
imagine that.
I know he'll be trending on Twitter right now. So it looks like we have a little bit of breaking news in the chat as well. And Matt informs us that Orney has announced that Martinelli has signed a new 4.5-year contract with an extension option. I suppose it probably is a good journalistic question to ask. Your thoughts on this one?
I'm just very happy. I think Martinelli, I think he's our future, really. I love how he loves this club as well. Like, he wants to be here. I think this is a fantastic thing for Martinelli and for the club as well. I think we're going in the right direction, and I think he wants to be part of our future. So, very positive news for Arsenal, and I'm very happy. Can't complain.
What I like about this story as well is that there was a lot of talk, wasn't there? Now the kid, when he was really, really young, kept on picking up these little, well, I say little injuries. He had one that knocked him out for quite a long time. And I distinctly remember a Europa League game, and Martin Keown on Punditry was saying, "Oh, Arteta doesn't fancy Martinelli. He doesn't want him or whatever. Play it." He knew what he was doing. He was giving him a chance to get fully recovered from this injury, learn about the game a little bit. It's almost like having an apprenticeship, I think. And now he's made that left-hand position pretty much his own. But then he's got Trossard as a bit of competition as well, which I think is quite exciting as well. And you know, Brazilian is absolutely lighting the Premier League up at the moment. He's fantastic. So if this is confirmed news, I'm sure Arsenal will put it up on the Twitter machine very, very shortly. I think that's great news for everyone to see. So Bertie is going to chip in with the story of Anfield '89. So I'll tell you what he said in the chat here. It's a Posh's dad was at a restaurant, and all of a sudden the chef was coming out on his knees, screaming, shouting, "Arsenal!" So he kind of knew that I think the Arsenal had done bits there. He'd love to see it. There's a new name in his chat here as well, and it's a fantastic name as well. Harry Sucks at YouTube. So welcome into Harry Sucks at YouTube. It's fantastic to see you in the chat. Arsenal will be absolutely dominating at the top of the league right now. Absolutely they are, and long may that continue. And I'll say this now while we're in mid-flow. We have got so many people in the chat right now. I am absolutely thrilled to see. I am thrilled to see you all here. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, hit the big like button, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and believe me, it helps us out more than you guys know. We've only been going here on Gooner Gathering since October, and honestly, we're all of us have been working on this channel are absolutely humbled. So thank you so much. It means an awful lot. Right, Steve-O, I think that might be a new name as well. You do a decent job of letting Gooners get their social media and their apprenticeships on here too. Like, thank you. No, I literally come in here, have a good time, and I love to give people opportunity to talk and enjoy themselves. That's what this channel's all about. One of the most important things for me about this channel is it is family friendly. So even in the high pressure moments of a North London derby in the game against Manchester United, me and everybody on our team that we cover the live matches and everything like that, the language is absolutely spot on. I'm a dad for my little girl who's nearly 11 in the other room there. I'm daddy trained, so no naughty words will come out of my mouth. And the guys that I've been working with for literally about a year now, they're fantastic. So hopefully it gives you a bit of an incentive to come and watch us and say hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and it really helps us out. So cheers. Harry Sucks at YouTube says, absolutely loving this live stream right now. You two have got great chemistry. Thanks for the big welcome. And yeah, cheers. Thank you very much.
You seem so lovely.
Honestly, it's impressive what Arteta has accomplished this season. There was a bit of a mixed opinion, shall we say, about Arteta when he came in with no managerial experience, but plenty of experience as a coach over at Manchester City. What were your thoughts about Arteta coming in and how he's developed the side to become what they have now?
I think it's been a bit of a journey, hasn't it? Like, I think when he came in, I was very excited because I liked what he had to say. I think he always needed the players. Like, what he wanted to do, he needed players in that team, and he didn't have them. So I think in time he needs some players, but it's been tough really to finish 8th, like twice, but we have won the FA Cup, so I think there's been positives through it, but it's also been difficult. So I've understood fans being frustrated, and I've also understood why fans would want to stick by the manager, because everyone's entitled to support the club their own way. I think for me it was hard really, like when we like when we lost to Villarreal, and it's hard to kind of pick yourself back up and be positive because like it was a difficult time, but I definitely think we're on the right track. I think what I've loved most is the performances this season. Like I'm seeing positive things, and yeah, hopefully we can win the league, and maybe I think we still got Europa League as well. So I think we should see how we do in that as well.
As Tom says in the chat, hashtag trust the process. I love the appointment. I thought, okay, so this is a guy who knows Arsenal and made an impact literally when he signed as a player. I'll remind everybody in the chat, when Arteta signed for Arsenal from, I think we signed him from Everton, he was 29. He adapted his game because he knew what he realised what the club needed to do. He made such a difference to that side that was really, really, really struggling. As a manager, he came in. I could see what he was trying to achieve, and he was building the team up again from the remains of the mess that was under Emery, I'm afraid. And then it's always going to take a little bit of time, but the board trust him, and gradually it's getting better and better. And now all of a sudden, you mentioned prime winger ball a little while ago. It kind of reminds me of them sort of times gone by. It's exciting stuff. And like we said, we're not going to get overexcited, but we can believe, we can dare to dream, right? Right. So Tom in the chat is saying, just going back a little bit, back in time a little bit here. Well, we were signing Dennis Bergkamp back in them days. This is in the Bruce Rioch era. Tottenham were busy signing Chris Armstrong. Different levels in the club. Yeah, different levels in London, mate. That's what we're all about. And so that's fun. Harry Socks at YouTube says, come on the Arsenal and big up the Arsenal ladies, hoping for a double top. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? I am looking forward to watching the Arsenal ladies game and doing the live chat along on Sunday. Right, so we've covered 2 matches. I think it's time for us to talk about what luxury item you would like to take to Gooner Gathering Island. It can be anything, and you don't have to worry about the practicality of anything. You can even take your goldfish if you like. Nice one, Fran.
Do you know what? This is actually a really tough question because I like things like reading books, but for me, I could not live without my phone, honestly. I would have to somehow find signal, and because I love listening to music on my phone, it's like my way to switch off from like, if you've had a long day, you can like watch YouTube on your phone, listen to music, and see what's going on in the world. Like for me, that's what I would really love. But it is a really tough question because I love so much of the things. Like, it's hard. It's a really hard question, actually.
It's a good answer, though. And do you know what the other good thing about having your phone around here on a desert island? You can say, "Help! I'm stuck." You can go.
But the thing is, what would you do if your phone died? Like, you're in trouble, aren't you?
Well, you are, but you got to bear in mind we're in the fictitious world of Gooner Gathering Island. So if we've got a television that's running off solar powered, I mean, surely we can have a phone that runs off it as well. Why not? you set up. You'll have your Arsenal player going on there. You'll be set. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a struggle to find food and drink, but at least you got a telly there, eh?
Yeah, that's true.
Back into the chat. Harry Sucks at Arsenal was saying, Gooner Gossip TV, got to catch up with the games even when dehydrated and dying on an island. Big respect. Solar powered battery. Yes, Matt Roberts, you're absolutely right.
Well, that'd be fine then because I'd be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I am keeping up, Luca. I'm doing a fine job as a host.
I know you're managing very well.
Thank you very much. I tell you, this is an eye-opening experience this evening. I tell you that much. You're a draw.
But you know what? I get how you feel with messages because You know, sometimes, like, if I'm on YouTube or if I'm on
Mm,
Twitter, like, it's hard keeping up with all the messages. You're like, I want to reply to everyone, but then I don't, if I miss someone, I don't want them to think I'm being rude. So
yeah.
it's nice to keep up with everyone and see what. Oh.
30. So, hi, Laura. I'm stuck on the solar powered island. Bring your bikini and join me.
Oh, do you know what I'd do? That's a good idea, actually. I'd probably ring up Laura and be like, come and bring all your mates with you. Come, um, yeah, I'd get Laura to bring.
We'll go and have a party on the island. And
Yeah, I
then
think all the
she can bring
coins.
a boat as well, right? Then she can bring catering as well, right? And then
I
you
would
can have a
get her to
massive
bring
party.
chocolate, bring everything I want. Honestly, I would get her to bring everything I want.
Matt thinks we've got Wi-Fi on the island from when Bertie was there, so it's all good. So we'll be all set. It'll be great.
I would really love to know though. You know, for you, like, what would you pick? Like, if you had to pick something, like a luxury item, I'd love to know, like,
Do
about
you know
you.
what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a pin in that, Soph, because because when I do my very own desert island kickabout, I think I'm going to bring it up there.
Oh, I'm looking forward to see what you'd pick.
All right, and because I know he's in the chat, Mr. Posh Bertie, I think we need to have a little chat about that one. So Tom is saying, oh, maybe for this is his luxury item. He's going to put an Arsenal flag like Apollo 13, place a flag on the moon. That's his luxury item for him. That's a great choice. That's a visual as well. So when you are rescued, you know you have been here. So I quite like that. Right. So I think we better go with match number 3, the main event of the evening. Sorry, he's claiming the island as Arsenal FC Island. I suppose they could use it for hot weather training as well.
Oh my god, imagine all the players there while we're just like chilling. That'd be awesome.
For when they win the league. One game at a time, mate. One game.
And then we're all getting carried away here, like.
Do you know what? We are spreading the positivity around. That's what everyone love it. Match number 3.
Oh yeah. So do you know what? This is really difficult because I wrote a few down and I'm just thinking, what do I pick? Because I think for me, like growing up, the FA Cup meant everything to me because that's all I've known, like us winning. So, I'd probably go with that. Now I know in 2017 we won that with Arsene Wenger, and I love it when we beat Chelsea because I just hate them. But it's hard to pick because I also really loved it in 2020, like in lockdown with Arteta. Because I think with Arteta, like lockdown was a really tough time for a lot of people, and I just think of like good. I think it was just really good to actually come out and win that. So I think between like those two FA Cups, even though that's sort of like 4 games, like if I was on an island, I'd pick any of them because I think with Arteta, because I know he's gonna go on and win a lot. I just think that was the start, but a lot of people believed in him then. But after that, it was a bit rocky. So
yeah,
people might not have thought we would win anything else. So I think it showed you what he was going to win at Arsenal. Like, this is just a start for Arteta, and it's going to get better for him and Arsenal. And I think with Aubameyang, that's the good memories I think of when I think of him. And because it's ended so bad, it's just a bit difficult. But I think it's important to remember like we did have good times, like with Aubameyang, and there were good times, and I think that FA Cup was really special.
Yeah, FA Cup's got a massive special place in my heart as well, definitely. And do you know what? I love your positive energy on that as well, Soph. You know, yeah, you're absolutely right. We did have some good times with the Bamiyang. I probably, you know, in retrospect, thinking about it, and I felt this way since, and this has been brought up quite recently in the press as well. You know, I sort of started to see cracks, and I was doing a live stream myself. It wasn't on either of my channels. It was over on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Goonerly Meads. And it was the North London derby when he was literally sulking on the bench. He was like this. He had got a disciplinary issue, and all of a sudden, you could see the wheels were gradually coming off, and then we had more disciplinary issues and everything like that. But it's so important to remember. He did come in. One of the a big money January transfer window signing as well. It did actually score a lot of goals for us. And yeah, important to remember the good times of it.
Yeah, it's difficult because it ended like that FA Cup was amazing, and obviously Aubameyang signed that deal, and I really thought he was going to be a legend for us. Like I was convinced he was, and it didn't feel real that it just ended so badly, and it's sad how it ended. But like it's hard to think of the good times for some people because of how bad it ended, but I did enjoy him at Arsenal. Like the FA Cup for me, he was fantastic in that game.
That is an absolutely great answer. So thank you very much for that. So we have a few things in the chat to talk about. So I mean, I put up some of the comments there. We're talking about the positivity. If that's why everyone's buzzing here in the chat. Definitely, Twitter is a war zone. Yeah, sometimes it can be. Yes, I get that. I get that. But that's why, certainly over here on our platform here, we try to take everyone's opinion in, and everyone's entitled to it. Back your opinion up, and then people can disagree. That's that's the joy of this platform. But when Twitter gets a little bit toxic sometimes, it's difficult, isn't it? But there you go. Never mind. This is an important one for you to hear as well. So you've such a good heart. Alba was a disgrace from Newcastle at home last year. The fame got to him. But yeah, Sophie, I think the important thing is there. You've got a great heart and you've got a great personality as well. Here's a question for you from Harry Sucks at YouTube. By the way, as YouTube names go, wow.
What a name.
What is your dream signing for Arsenal? And no, Holland is not a valid answer.
I wasn't going to pick that, but that's a tough question actually. I've always liked Mbappe, I've got to say. I think because we've got young players, like we have experienced players as well, but I just think he would slot in this team personally because he's got the experience as well, but there's also there's just a mixture of the young talents in our team and experience. So he would be a dream. Not gonna lie, I'd love him.
Okay, that's a great pick. I wonder if are we allowed time machines on our island, as long as they're solar powered, of course. Because then my dream signing would be Pele in his prime, and then I'll type it in the machine. Then he can play with he can play up top with Jesus and Eddie. And Trossard. There you go.
Oh, can I just say, imagine Henry back in the team with Saka. Like, I could only dream.
Fantastic. Oh, so we're privileged. We're privileged at Arsenal. We've had some fantastic forward players, and it's an amazing thought to have that, isn't it? I love playing that up. There's a retro football game that I've been playing recently. Retro Championship Manager. It's a mobile phone game. I reached out to them. They're not sponsoring us, but I asked if they would like to. If you haven't, I'm a massive retro football fan as well. Go check them out. They're fantastic. I might even give them a link on the Twitter. You never know. Try to check that out. Right. Bertie saying, this is regarding a dream signing. Declan Rice would be a brilliant addition to our midfield. There's a fantastic TikTok video of that with me and Fran discussing exactly how that conversation should have gone with the EastEnders background on it on TikTok. Your thoughts on Declan Rice? Would you fancy this one?
Oh, I'd love him at Arsenal. Like, I just can't get too excited about it because I'll get my hopes up. I think he would be like the dream signing, but I think I know a lot of people might not think he would want to come here, but I think he would fit well in his team. Like with England, like Saka and a few others have already played with him, and I just think, especially in the Euros, he was sensational, and it would just be an honour to have him at Arsenal. And I think going forwards, like we would do really well with him in the team.
Fair enough. Right. Uh, Declan would be an excellent acquisition, says Harry. Fantastic. Yes, I love that in the summer. I think that could definitely happen. Tom
Oh
saying,
God.
yeah, Twitter can be a bit of people mouthing off. Yeah, this is the thing. It's a little bit of a generational thing as well, and people are very reactionary.
Yeah.
And the minute something will go wrong, even during matches, that's why I've just put my phone down if I'm not doing a live stream or anything like that during a match. I'll put my phone down and I'll just enjoy it, and then just sort of try and reflect a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah, people are very reactionary. Harry says Soph has a pure heart and it's really
Oh,
positive on Twitter. A role model in the community. Not gonna
oh, that's
lie.
too kind. I can't.
Oh, do you know what? We have a full set in the house now as well because Sam Wilson is in the house as well. So lovely to see you there, mate. Welcome in. Fabio Vieira in disguise. There he is. So Tom says, bring Cazorla back. Yes.
Oh, he,
Cazorla was a baller and a half. You don't even know what foot he played with because he was so good on both. And this is around about the time that you started watching Arsenal. His
yeah.
impact in the 2014 FA Cup final. Wow, is what I'm saying about that. The free kick to get us back in the game against Hull.
Oh,
Amazing stuff.
that was a fantastic game.
Oh, it was just brilliant. True drama. Incredible. Right, let me just see where we're up to. Oh, here we go. Let me just see. There's Tom up there as well. So he's talking about Paul Merson. This is a player who was very much central to our midfield when I started watching. He's a Chelsea fan, but a heck of a midfielder. Yeah, he would absolutely thrive in a team like Arsenal these days. I'll tell you that much. Do you see much of Merson?
Well, I've seen like clips of him and videos. I think for me, like I really like him as a player. I think his I think of his opinions now. People forget what a great player he was because of like he's a Chelsea fan and he'll have his opinions, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean you shouldn't think less of him for his
No.
time at Arsenal. I think he's a great player, probably a player that might not get the credit he deserves. But yeah, it's a shame like I've missed out on all these good players. It
Yeah.
sucks to be the young fan sometimes.
If you haven't seen the 90, is it 93? Yeah, 93 League Cup final, I think, against Sheffield Wednesday, one of Merson's finest games. You have to watch that. Yeah, I'm that encyclopedic. I can remember that straight off the top of my head. So yeah, it's definitely yeah, you're right. He does get overshadowed a little bit because the likes of Bergkamp, Alexis, Henri, etc. You could go on. Definitely. Um,
Yeah, I
Go
agree.
on.
I think for me, like this, I think for me, there's a lot of players that just don't. I think we should get the credit they deserve, but like, of course, like Henri, Bergkamp, all of those players deserve
Mm,
that appreciation. But I kind of think players like Ray Parlour as well don't get that recognition either. Like, I think because we all know how great Henri, Bergkamp were together and
mm.
all of those players, but I think it's good to like give the recognition to other players as well because we've just had, like you said before, so many amazing players at Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. Ray Parlour, one of the original guys from the academy back in the George Graham days.
I love
What a
Ray
lad,
Parlour.
and what a player he developed into, and what an integral part of Arsene Wenger winning so many things at Arsenal. Certainly, the FA Cup finals we brought up a bit ago. Ray Parlour had his moment in the FA Cup final against Chelsea as well, didn't
Oh, that goal was incredible. Like, do you know what I will say about Ray Parlour? I went to, I think it was when we played Tottenham at the start of the season. And I was with Laura, and I literally met Ray Parlour, and my face, my dad said to me, my face just went like, I was speechless. Like, he's such a lovely person off the pitch as well, and to me, that's why I love if I love a player, it's because of who they are as a person off the pitch. So yeah, he's a great ambassador for the club, like Matt said.
Certainly got some great stories. Matt saying still laughing about Ray teaching Vieira English. Yes, that's a brilliant story. So we're back on our TARDIS of a time traveling situation here. We might as well bring Maradona back while we're at it. Sam is anyway. If you can get me Fabio Vieira's wages, that should be me getting all right then. Yeah, definitely. The check's in the post, Sam. Declan Rice is a Chelsea fan. Like, yeah, that's fair enough. Nothing wrong with being a Chelsea fan, I suppose. You know, if you put on whoever's club shirt you want to put on, that's absolutely fine. But the comments that he's kind of put word on him signing for Arsenal in the summer, I think that's very interesting. I also found it very interesting that as West Ham captain, he wanted to stay at the Hammers to try and get them out of trouble. So he's a loyal guy there as well. And yeah, absolutely, Steve-O. Ray should have gone to France in 1998, but who'd have thought Elaine Drury would get a shout out on our stream here? Do you know this story, Soph? Do you know
I
what
do
we're
not
talking
know,
about?
honestly. I have literally no clue.
Okay, I'll go over it because I know.
Yeah, maybe
story.
tell me. I'm like, what is going on?
We'll cover this. This is a great story, and then we'll wrap it up in a minute. Ray was playing the best football of his life, and this is England under Glenn Hoddle. And there you go. Let's just put that up from Fram. So, Glenn decides in his wisdom he wants to bring in a faith healer, and this is someone that he knew, Elaine Drury. It's something he really strongly believed in, and Glenn has his views, and fair enough. But then Ray's, bless him, is gone in there and sat down on a chair and basically asked for short back and sides, and really taking the mickey out of her. And honestly, I don't think Raimondo played for England again. Certainly not under Hoddle. It was it was.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But it's an amazing story. There's some great stuff from Parlour come out on YouTube.
I love his stories. It's just funny.
Have to check it out. And Steve-O and Fran having a Fran off. So, but do you know what, mate? I think we've covered so much on this. This has been an amazing stream. So I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to you for giving up your evening to come and speak to us here on Gooner Gathering. I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone who's been here in the chat as well. You guys have been so amazing tonight, so thank you so much. Would you like to give out your? I know it's on the screen there, but just to sign everybody out. Where can everyone find you and on your YouTube and on your Twitter?
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. By the way, I've really enjoyed it, and it's lovely to speak to everyone in the chat. My Twitter is TV_Gooner. My Instagram is Gooner Gossip TV_, and my YouTube channel is Gooner Gossip TV.
Thank you very much indeed. And just in case anybody already hasn't, don't forget to follow us. And I know you've all been leaving plenty of comments. And follow us on the Twitter. I'm Gooner Lee Meads. My regular partner here is Posh Bertie. We are at Gooner Gathering here. I think there are a few more people in the chat, so we'll just say Steve-O saying, yeah, he took Darren Anderton instead. Matt says, cheers to you all, brilliant to watch. It's been very entertaining. Thank you two for a very interesting evening. You've got great chemistry. Have a nice evening to you all. Thanks, folks. Great chat. Ray Parlour, absolute hero. I'll be doing a part 2 with Soph. Well, listen, I reckon there's every chance that me and Soph will get together in one of these shows another day, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on my channel as well, so we'll definitely sort something out.
Hit me up on the Twitter machine, and then
Yeah, you'll have to
we'll
come
have
on
a
my
chat, mate.
channel.
Absolutely, I'd love to. But from all of us here on Gooner Gathering this evening, thank you very much for everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.